So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, on the face of it, Peter, we would appear to have a high-caliber meeting with very little at stake. But then you consider a chance for one or two of the fringe players to get a look in, and this becomes a big incentive. It changes the dynamic. So there's plenty at stake for them, which will do no harm to the energy levels and the overall conviction, and hopefully the style of contest.
And that gets things running. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, I think this fella, Reece James, has been given two tasks here: to drive at and to beat people, then delivering quality balls into the box, often played early and unpredictable. The other being to join...
Haaland! Decent enough try. James is there, and he can get that clear. And it's Lewis. Rodri. Now it's Savinho. Ball comes in. And that has been cleared. Very nicely done. He's got options in the box if he gets in charge, surely! Fernandes. Palmer. Palmer. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Rodri. Nouri. And he goes cross-field. Foden. Lewis. Foden. Nice interception, well timed. Caicedo. João Pedro. Fofana. Now then, the ball's come loose. Caicedo. Pedro Neto. Fernandes. Caicedo. Caicedo, gently done. And it's Caicedo. And here's Palmer. Palmer. Decent chance! Cucurella puts the ball in. Fernandes. Caicedo. Now it's João Pedro. Caicedo, done delicately. James. Pedro Neto. It's out for a goal kick. Rodri. Guardiol chooses to go cross-field. And it's Lewis. Rodri. And here's Haaland. And here's Savinho. Out to the left it goes. Bernardo Silva. And here's a chance for a shot! Caicedo. Fernandes. James. Pedro Neto. João Pedro. Now who's going to be first to this? It's a good foot in there. Guardiol. Rodri. Foden played over towards the opposite flank. James. Colwill. James. Pedro Neto. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. That's good play. Ruben Dias gets it away. Rodri, aim forwards. Savinho. Lewis. Foden. It's a mighty effort! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
You really could have done with engaging those crosses much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
Moved on forwards. Lewis does really well to win the ball there. Savinho, gently done. Well, that's well done, really robust. Caicedo. João Pedro succumbs to the pressure. Guardiol. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Lewis. And it's Bernardo Silva. And here's a great chance! Colwill tries to clear. Haaland. Savinho. And here's Foden. Up he goes! That was superb goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Savinho. Nouri. And a goal kick. Fernandes. Palmer. Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession. Cucurella. And it's Palmer. Cucurella. Plays it across. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Nouri. Rodri. And it's played forward. Out to the right. Showing good feet. Rodri. Lewis. Looks to the other side. Savinho. Bernardo Silva. Nice physical challenge. Fernandes. Cucurella. Palmer. Cucurella. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Caicedo. And it's Palmer. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Guardiola can get it clear. Great defending, strong and determined. Nouri. Savinho. Savinho tries looking up for options on the left. And here's Haaland. Haaland! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So we have our breakthrough.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Palmer. And it's Cucurella. Cucurella crosses. And he's there to get rid. Header. He will be livid with himself. James. And here's Neto. James. Savinho. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Ruben Dias shifted upfield. Foden. And it's Lewis. Bernardo Silva. Savinho. Ignori. Now it's Savinho. Hit into the middle. João Pedro. Palmer. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Ignori. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, forwards and with intent. Bernardo Silva. That's a clever-looking ball. Foden. Now it's Foden. Played in by Foden. He's cut it out. Caicedo. Ignori. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Over to the left. Back into the middle. João Pedro. Ooh, delicate chip through. Palmer. João Pedro. Fernandes. João Pedro. Rodri wins the duel this time. Rodri did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Haaland. Palmer. Cucurella. Caicedo. Fernandes. Cucurella. James. Pedro Neto. James. And it's Fernandes. And here's Palmer. Rodri. Ignori. Savinho. Bernardo Silva. And here's Haaland. João Pedro. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And here's Haaland. Thinks one through. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. James. Played towards the other side. Palmer. And it's Cucurella. Rodri. Savinho. Ignori. Savinho in acres of space out wide. Can he finish? Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
James. Pedro Neto. Muscular approach does pay off here. And that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Savinho. Vardiol. Savinho. Nouri. Now it's Savinho. Savinho. Now he... Oh, what a climb! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Haaland really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Fofana clears it away. Real chance! He scores! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Strong running down that left flank. Climbs up big! And the header is disappointing in the end.
You really could have done with engaging those crosses much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
That's really well manoeuvred. Savinho concedes a free kick for that. Chalobah. Vardiol makes the interception. Savinho. Oh, easy pickings there. And it's James. Now it's Pedro Neto. So who's he picking out? Aimed in towards the centre. And they've been given a corner. And it's going to be another corner. It's a clearance, but not much of one. That's tidy. Caicedo. And it's Palmer. Cucurella. Palmer. Played into the middle. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Savinho. Palmer. Rodri. Ruben Dias. Foden. Ruben Dias. And that is out of play. Nouri, aim forwards, and here's Savinho. Steaming on goalwards. James. Palmer. It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. Savinho. Nouri. Cucurella. Fernandes proves too strong. Guardiola. Bernardo Silva chooses to go cross-field. Foden. Foden has a look up from the right-hand side, seeking out options. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. That'll be a corner. And a shot! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
I don't need to tell you he got underneath it, and there's only one place it can go.
Caicedo. James. Pedro Neto. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. Time to deliver. Cucurella takes aim and crosses. Savinho. Now it's Savinho. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Lewis. Chance to shoot! Caicedo. James. Pedro Neto. Caicedo. Fernandes. And it's Palmer. And they've caught Reid. It's a good run down the right. Bernardo Silva has created one goal already. Great run on the overlap here. And reclaimed it in a trice. And here's Haaland. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Foden. Lewis. Rodri. Played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Oh, that's neat. Now Now it's Savinho. Savinho, and he's gone backward here. Fernandes. João Pedro. Fernandes. And it's Palmer. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Caicedo, spread out to the left. Oh, that's nice. Can he deliver? Palmer. Oh, nice touch. Haaland. Savinho. Nuri. Vardiol played over towards the opposite flank. Lewis caresses it through. And the ball is out of play. Colwill. Pedro Neto. James. Pedro Neto. Caicedo. Cucurella looks to the other side. James. Pedro Neto. James. And here's Neto. It's a throw-in. In by James. That has been knocked clear. Bernardo Silva. Lewis. Ruben Dias. Vardiol, gently done. And it's Bernardo Silva. And here's Haaland. Goes for a shot! Palmer, he's on a run down the left wing. Hoisted in. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Savinho. Bernardo Silva. And here's Haaland. Now it's come to nothing. And it's James. It's a promising run he's making on the right. Here we go again then. No changes at the interval from either side. Pedro Neto. James. Caicedo. A chance to play it in. Can he finish? And that has been clubbed away. Looking for a decent ball in. Header! And needed to be better, and he knows it.
Well, you see what a difference it makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence.
James with the short one. Cross in. Lewis. Rodri. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Haaland. Rodri. And here's Foden. Foden proves just a little bit too strong. Cucurella forwards and with intent. Fofana, Cucurella, Colwill, Caicedo, moved on forwards. Guardiola, Stones, Aït-Nouri, Guardiola, Savinho. Bernardo Silva, nice control. Savinho. Oh, that's well done, really robust. João Pedro. Time and again they are repelled. Ruben Dias. Caicedo. Knocks it out wide. Pedro Neto. That's very neat. Oh, that is shot at goal! And it's Fernandes. James. Foden. Ruben Dias. Guardiola. And it's played forward. Aït-Nouri. Bernardo Silva. Aït-Nouri. Bernardo Silva. Aim forwards. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. James. Pedro Neto. Oh, it's played into the area. Clearly not happy with that. Rodri. Lewis. Rodri. Guardiola. Stones forwards and with intent. Aït-Nouri. Bernardo Silva, and that's aimed into the middle. That's really well manoeuvred. Pedro Neto looks to get on the end of this. Pedro Neto. Savinho. Guardiola. Stones. Ruben Dias. Foden. Haaland. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Well, played right into his path. Savinho. Up he goes! And he has kept it out somehow.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Over to the left, and it's Palmer. Cucurella. Caicedo. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Defending of the desperate variety. Plenty waiting in the middle. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. And it's hoisted clear. Ignoring. Haaland looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, this defence now knows that they have to reduce his movement because they've allowed him to run free.
Fernandes. Savinho. Now it's Haaland. Ignoring. Here's Savinho. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Foden. Tries a deft little ball. It's a goal kick. Fernandes. Fofana, Cucurella, Palmer, Fernandes. Rodri does really well to win the ball there. Vardiol. Stones shifted upfield. Now it's Foden. Cucurella. Palmer. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Vardiol. Vardiol gently done. Here's Savinho. And it's Bernard. And he shoots! He's got away with one there.
I'm really impressed with the tenacity he's shown to intercept that. That's how they're going to make things happen.
Fofana head over towards the opposite flank. Pedro Neto. Cucurella. Fernandes. And here's Palmer. Caicedo. Haaland. Ignoring. Vardiol. Ignoring. Savinho. Bernardo Silva. Ignoring. Looks to the other side. Foden. Rodri. Lewis. Lovely bit of skill. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva has a goal! Pedro Neto. James looking to hit the byline here.
Well, he had to bide his time a bit there, Peter. Needed more targets to aim at in the box.
Rodri moved on forwards. Lewis gently done. Fernandes. And it's Palmer. Cucurella, and it's lofted through here. There are a few waiting for it. Cross goes in there. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. In once more. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Rodri. Lewis. Ruben Dias. Foden. Fernandes. Caicedo. Succumbs to the pressure. Savinho. Aït-Nouri. Stones. And it's played forward. Colwill. And that's been won straight back. James. Pedro Neto. That is lovely. And it's hoisted clear. Caicedo. Played out wide. Played into the middle. And that has been cleared. Get a throw in. Aït-Nouri. Ruben Dias, forwards and with intent. And it's Palmer. João Pedro. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Deftly away. Caicedo. Spread out to the left. Lewis did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Guardiola. That's really well manoeuvred. Savinho is onto it in a flash. Rodri. And it's Bernardo Silva. Ambitious ball here. That has been knocked clear. Fofana getting this one clear. Savinho shoots! Here's Foden. Tries a shot! Split-second reaction.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Pedro Neto. Now it's João Pedro. And we're not going to make any further progress now. Vardio. Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias shifted upfield. Fernandes. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Stones. Savinho. Savinho. Nice physical challenge. Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto. Can he get onto this? Caicedo. Referee has seen that as a dive.
Well, he knows very well that was never a foul. He has made himself look ridiculous.
Well, that's well seen too. Fernandes. Caicedo. James. Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto. Oh, such a clever touch. And it's Caicedo. Muscular approach does pay off here. Haaland looking understandably energised after his goal. Lewis. Foden battling down that right flank. Just about up to 75 minutes. Savinho. That's a good run down the left. Savinho's cross. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Oh, sweet feet. Bernardo Silva. Looking here to chip it through. Ball's gone out of play. Pedro Neto. Now he's off and running. Aim forwards. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good... Oh, smashing header! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Arman actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And it's been played through. Savinho. Lovely feet. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Savinho has been caught there, it's a foul.
Well, he was the one player you had to keep away from the area. Not the best way to do it, though.
Now, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Colwell tries to clear. And it's Bernardo Silva. Played out to the right. Swept in. Sanchez claims it without any fuss. Pedro Neto. James. Pedro Neto. Played in. Foden. Nice looking ball. The pass is intercepted. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Cucurella. He is just caressing the ball. Cucurella. Now play for a goal kick. Stones. Guardiola. Ruben Dias. And it's played forward. The pass has gone astray. James. And here's Neto. And it's James. James, it's a delicate pass. Pedro Neto. Oh, it's played in. Takes a shot! Ruben Dias gets good distance on it. Cucurella. Now it's Palmer. That'll be a throw. Fernandez, cross to the back post. Guardiola attempts a clearance. Ruben Dias. Caicedo. Out to the left it goes. Guardiola. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. That's really well manoeuvred. That pass has been well intercepted. Pedro Neto. James. Pedro Neto. Savinho. Stones. Ruben Dias. Foden. Foden. Lewis. Foden. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Fofana. Palmer goes on a charge down the left. He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. And he's going to have his name taken. That's put paid to a promising move. Lewis. Foden. Lewis chips it through. Played into space out wide. Palmer chasing after it. Fofana. Rodri. Guardiola. Ignoring. Stones gently done. Foden is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's João Pedro. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
João Pedro is offering a wry smile there.
That has been knocked clear. Palmer. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Haaland. Haaland. And here's Foden. Lewis. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Foot in. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Cucurella. Fofana. Cucurella. Palmer. Now is this the final assault? Lots to admire in the run and the defending. Lewis, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Guardiola. Bernardo Silva. Ignoring. Guardiola. Moved on forwards. And it's Rodri. Now it's João Pedro. Palmer played out towards the right wing. Pedro Neto. Big chance! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Bernardo Silva. Nice physical challenge. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Oh, nice touch. Plenty waiting in the middle. Aimed in towards the centre. Palmer. Palmer looking for options. Oh, that's nice. Fernandez. That's very neat. And here's Palmer. He's well positioned here. Good challenge. Excellent challenge. Danger averted for now. Two minutes to be added on. Lewis. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Calmly anticipates. Caicedo. Over to the left. Bernardo Silva. Pedro Neto. Now he's wondering who wants it. That's tidy. So that's it. It is all over. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, I think, Peter, everybody in the team can take credit with the work they did off the ball. They just didn't let their opponents get into any kind of